Hey guys, Dave from DaveMore.com talking today about the Polymer80 PF940C and my initial impressions on it. So it comes here in this black box, which you've probably seen on Instagram, on YouTube, on the internet somewhere. But it is their new model that was just released to dealers, and I got a hold of one. So I'm going to dive into this box and we will show you what's inside. So here it is. This red thing is the one-time use jig that this thing comes in. Now remember, this is an 80% lower, so it does take some modifications to get it to work on a gun. What comes in the box is obviously the lower, this one-time use jig, comes with the pins that you will need, comes with the drill bits to drill out the receiver, comes with the end mill to mill off the plastic on the top of the receiver, comes with a metal locking block, and it comes with a metal rear rail segment, which is an upgrade from the previous version where you had to mill out the polymer to make the rail. So this is metal on metal contact, just like a factory Glock receiver. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this out of the jig and show you exactly what it looks like. As you can tell, it has a unique design as compared to a factory Glock receiver. So I'm going to start at the front and work my way back and tell you all about it. On the front here, you see we have an actual Picatinny segment, which differs from Glock's single slot system. I believe this is actually much better because you get a real rail on your gun. The trigger guard obviously has been modified, but it hasn't actually been modified. It comes like this from the factory with the double undercut. This is something that I do to my Glocks anyway, so having it come like that out of the box is a huge plus, saves me a lot of work, and the way it is done is very, very good. It's very good feeling, it's very nice, smooth, and it's just done well. A great design there. On the sides, it has the quote-unquote accelerator cut to give you that downward force to help reduce recoil. No finger grooves on the front of the strap here, and a flat back strap, so it gives you that nice kind of 1911-esque type feel with the grip angle of a Glock. The magwell can accommodate all magwells from what I hear. Agency Arms, ZevTech, etc. They all work on here. And the best part of this that I like the most is probably this enhanced beaver tail. You still get that high tang grip on the gun, but you get that protection from the slide. You know how many times I have been to a class or in a long range day and that slide has just torn my hand up. Hence why I actually glued a beaver tail to my Glock 19. With this version, you do not even need to do that. Straight from the factory, your hand is protected and you can still get that nice high grip on the gun. This comes in two variations, either the Ready mod, which is ready to be modified, it's smooth, ready to be stippled, or it comes in the textured pattern that I have here. And I actually like the textured version. It's very aggressive, it's very grippy, quote unquote, and you can get a good hold on the gun. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to keep the texture on this. I'm not going to stipple it myself. I'm going to go with that nice clean look because the texture on this works as it is, so there's no reason for me to change it. Being a highly modified receiver as this is, it will not work in factory Glock holsters. Reason being, the trigger guard is shaped in such a way that is not nearly the same as a factory Glock. So your holster that you currently use, this will not work in it. Now there are a few companies making holsters for these Polymer80 PF940Cs. And the caveat is, if you carry with a weapon-mounted light, your holster will still work. Being that, weapon-mounted light holsters are molded to the light itself, not the trigger guard. Matter of fact, I took my Streamlight TLR1HL off of my current Glock 19, placed it on here, and it fit right into the holster, no problem. Trigger guard completely covered, everything was good. So if you have a light-bearing holster, this will work. If you do not have a light-bearing holster, you're going to have to get a holster made for the PF940C. Now in closing, I really do like this receiver. It is an amazing design. You get a nice high grip. You can get proper control of this gun. The texturing is great. Now, is it worth all the work it takes to mill this out? And you're going to have to weigh that yourself in your head. Do you want a receiver that's pretty much ready to go? Already modified, already done the way that you would want it? To me, you're going to have the same amount of money in this as you would just buying a brand new Glock. But if you have some skills of tooling, if you like to build things, you like to work with your hands, this will be a good project for you. Not to mention, once you buy the lower, it's already done. You don't need to stipple it. You don't need to undercut the trigger guard. You don't need to do modifications. It's pretty much plug and play and you're ready to go. So it all depends on what you like to do. If you don't want to build anything, if you like factory Glocks, then just buy a factory Glock and have yourself another gun. But if you like to work with your hands, you like to put stuff together, and you like to modify your Glocks, this is probably going to be a good option for you. Now, like I said, I have already built this gun. I've already put it together. I just don't have the rest of the internal parts. So if you want a complete build video, go to Tactical Toolbox's YouTube site. He did a complete build starting from the milling and all the parts installs. There's a lot of videos out there on this already, so I didn't really feel a need for me to do it myself. But once I get all the components, the upper, all the springs, and utensils that I need, I'm going to put it together and we're going to take it to the range and do some reliability testing and just see how it shoots. So, Polymer80 PF940C, in my opinion, this is thumbs up. This thing is good so far. We'll see in the end on reliability testing and actual usage if it passes the test. So, until next time, guys, keep shooting.
Yeah.